Okay, so this is using the Mathies Notepad. You can do it from the app on your tablet or from a website. So I just Google Mathies, or you go to mathies.ca and go to the learning tools, and then you want the Notepad. So if you're downloading it to your iPad or tablet, you're going to search for Mathies Notepad, and it's going to look like that. On my computer, I just open it. You might have to allow Flash. So beside your URL, the website address, there's a little lock symbol. If you click that, the first time I even said allow, but it blocked it. So then I just reset allow, and it just had me refresh my screen. See, there's the reload, but we're fine. So you have a choice of grids. There's the bigger squares and smaller squares. If I take the bigger ones and I'm like, ooh, don't like it, I can reset, but there is no saving. That is the downfall in here. There's no saving and there's no undo button. There's only the eraser. So then I'm going to look at this one and it's a bit smaller. So it's up to you on what you want to use. I'm going to use the bigger one. So I'm going to make a square, and you can choose the color and change the color. I'm going to get on my grid lines the best I can. You can see the change of color of whatever you want it to be. And then I'm going to use the pencil to make my ones and zeros. And again, if you don't know which order to make your ones and zeros go watch video 1. Let's just do all ones. Why not? Let's see what that comes out with. Okay, so now I've got my pattern set. So now I have to draw my lines. I find it easier to continue using the pencil. You could try the line tool, but for me, I find it easier. Remember, there is no undo. There's only an eraser. So take your time. I'm going to make my line green, and I'm just going to go 1. And I'm going to keep going, and again, as carefully as I can. I'm using my computer. Tablet, if you have a stylo, like one of the pens, might be easier, but I find it hard to get accurate with drawing with my finger on the iPad screen. But each of you know your skills. So here, I'm just drawing in all my zeros. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the vertical piece going across. So all the ones, start at the edge, skip, skip, start at the edge, skip. All right, I think I got all my lines. Now I'm going to do a square, and I'm just going to do it off to the side first. Oh, I just did one click and it made me my perfect square, because you want it to be the size of your grid. So then I just hit the delete on the keyboard there. I want to fill it in. So I'm going to fill it in green. You can leave it that shaded if you want. You can change it to be darker or lighter. So I'm going to go with my green, and let's do green here. And now there is the copy button, and it just copies it. Ooh, see, now you got to be careful on what you're clicking on, because you can move any of these pieces. So I'm going to put this back, make sure that just this thing is highlighted, and then I'm going to keep copying and putting it in. And then same thing when you want to do the other color, you're just going to make a new one. I'm going to go out and do it again, make a new one, but I'm going to change the color, some orange. You could even fill it in funky if you want, 2 different colors. I'm going to darken it up. So again, take your time. On the iPad, I found it harder because I kept hitting these buttons and it would resize it. But I did eventually get there. It's just about patience, which is kind of what this art activity was about. Once you finish, if you want, you can remove. Ooh, okay, well, you could remove the box. Oh, there's no undo. Okay, so I'm going to take my time and I'm going to put that back. You could get rid of those lines and then you won't have the lines, but it's completely up to you how you want to do this, and taking your time. I can't grab this guy. There we go. To move them if you want to be very precise. So there is my finished one. I rushed it, so I'm going to see if that is the right. I'm trying to remove those lines. There we go. Squares are a little bit big from the original, so maybe you want to consider making them smaller. Now there is no save feature, so remember, now you need to screenshot it. So on your iPad, you hold the home button and the power button to screenshot. On a Mac, I'm going to hold Command, Shift, and a 4. Nope, Command, Shift, 3, oh, 4 does do it. So Command Shift 3, and I can select just that, and it saves to wherever it goes on yours, your desktop. On a PC, you have to look on your keyboard for the print screen button and then go paste it in a Google Doc. And on a Chromebook, you do Control, the switch window key, so you can see it right there and there. And it does a full screenshot. And if you want to control it like I did before where I just wanted the one section, Control Shift and that little switch key window. And then again, you got to go paste it somewhere, a Google Doc, or if you're doing it for our class assignment, in our shared Google Slides.